Hey everyone, Blaine Ninja009, and this is another anime request review, and this one goes out to EDM Shiro. Check out his channel, and this review is of Kokoro Connect. Now, most of the time when I get requested to review something, I tend to know what it is, or at least I've heard of it, where, a lot of stuff that you guys have requested, for the most part I've heard of, or at least have, run across here or there, and have a general idea of what it is. Kokoro Connect, I remember when my friend requested me to do this review, I, honest to God, never heard about it. He told me about it, it sounded cool, but outside of him telling me about it, I've never heard of it. I never passed it by, and I'm happy. I'm happy he requested me to do this review because honestly, this show has become one of my top 20 of all-time anime. I love it. Quite simply, the plot is something I'm gonna have to keep really spoiler-free as much as I can because this show does have a supreme amount of spoilers. Essentially, a group of friends who they're all in the same club together. There's only 5 of them. Are then all of a sudden, randomly one day, kind of forced into a very odd situation where their bodies get swapped with one another. So all of a sudden, one of the main characters will be in the girl's body, or the girl will be in the guy's body. And at first, it's more creepy and terrifying. It kind of comical at the same time. But when they learn that there's a kind of person, I put quotations on person, doing this to them, it becomes where the club now has to face things that they never faced about each other, and their friendship is really tested in the show, which I really thought was awesome. Now, as the series progresses, this plot gets more and more about, the inner workings of the characters, a lot of the stuff that they have to go through as both friends and their own personal, high school stuff and their dramas and stuff. It becomes that way, but the thing is that it never deviates from the initial kind of premise of friendship being tested from outside sources. And in a way, as crazy as the show is with the concepts that start throwing around, like, not really trying to spoil anything here, but I kind of have to. At one point, they can hear each other's inner thoughts, and what happens is then they can hear what they're thinking of another character, or if they show some love to another character, the other person could hear it. It's interesting take on the whole high school kind of drama angst issues that usually pop up in anime. I'll tell you though, Kokoro Connect is a show that hits every note emotionally with people, with at least with me, I should say. It was both funny, it was serious, it was dark at times, it was lighthearted at times. It did something that I have very rarely seen in any type of slice of life anime, where even though it's a slice of life anime, it's based on the kind of supernatural elements too, but those almost take a kind of a back seat to a lot of things because of just the emotional issues that the characters face. So I'll say right now, if I had to review Kokoro Connect A through F, I give it an A. I almost think of it A plus, but one of the things that turned me off of the show, and it's not more so the show's fault, there was a point when I hit the final episode that it looked like it was going to be a continuation. I'm like, well, I didn't understand that at first. And I found out that, this is a warning to anyone who wants to buy the series. If you buy the first part, which is the complete series as it's labeled, that isn't technically the complete series. It's actually the first 13 episodes. The OVA is the last 4 episodes, and you need to buy that separately to finish and complete the whole show. So in many ways, it's almost kind of it was almost kind of an odd thing to say a complete series and then have the OVAs actually be the last 4 official episodes, which that threw me off a little bit. It kind of annoyed me, but I would have given the show an A plus regardless of that. But I think that was kind of an odd thing to do with the show, and I think I don't know what exactly the reason for that was. So it kind of, I don't want to say it hinders me from giving an A plus, but it's in my mind why I don't give the show an A plus. I think it was kind of weird to do that. English dub is very good. I know all these voice actors from both Clannad and other things like Full Metal Panic. I think there's a few girls from there, and Whatchamacallit, animation's very good as well. I think the animation was actually pretty cool. It's not anything that you haven't seen before, and at times it kind of could be a little weak, especially when the camera pulls away from the characters. They don't do the whole talking movement, so you'll see just faces that don't talk, which is kind of odd. But otherwise, it's a very vibrant and colorful show. I think it does night scenes especially well. I'm gonna say that there is an Ichi factor to the show. I'm gonna give it an Ichi score of maybe 3, because honestly, there is one episode, or no, I'm gonna say 2 episodes that there are some kind of lewd moments, but there's not too much of that. That show doesn't do a lot of fan service. It doesn't go for that, and when it does, it's kind of for a reason, which is kind of cool. But overall, though, I'll tell you right now, I'm very happy that this was requested for me to review, because honestly, I didn't think I would love it so much, and I did. So, EDM Shiro, I hope you like this review. I hope you guys like this review, Total General, too. Sorry if I sound a little kind of wonky. I'm a little tired. I just woke up, so I apologize. But anyways, guys, until our paths cross again in the next review, have a good one, everyone. Bye.